In this video, we will see how we can print strings, character strings, and use escape sequences in C programming language. Now one should pay attention here. Basic method of printing onto the monitor is cout, or some people call it console out. This is referred to as insertion operator, and whatever you write within double quotes is referred to as string constant, as they are constants. You cannot, once declared, you cannot modify through program whatever you have written here. And this last semicolon is referred to as statement terminator. If the some statement does not terminate in a semicolon, it means it has yet not been complete. So I have given three examples here: cout, insertion operator, and then a string constant and semicolon. Okay, so let us see how it behaves when it comes to printing. I have written already a program, and that program has already been compiled for new line. This is the standard way of including a header file, and hash include is the preprocessor directive. Earlier, in older compilers or older standards, we used to write hash include iostream.h, but nowadays it is hash include iostream only, and iostream stands for input output stream. So as of now, we are using only monitor, that is the output stream, and this statement is essential now. Though if we don't want to write this using namespace std is standard namespace. The concept of namespace I will take up in some other video. And then these standard statements: cout learn C semicolon here, cout learn C \n, cout insertion operator, and this. And the last one is cout learn space C. So here \n is the new line character, and endl does the same thing. In C++, endl is an operator, and it sends a new line character to the output stream. Okay, so if I don't want to make use of using namespace std, then I have to precede all cout and endl kind of statements, you can say, by writing std and scope resolution operator. We'll discuss this in detail in some other video. Now here I have already compiled it, so let me execute. Now you can see here I have written cout learn C, no new line character, so corresponding output is learn C, and the next cout statement is effected immediately after this C, so no gap. Okay, learn space C, learn space C, and now this is a new line character. Okay, what does it do? It brings the cursor to the first position of next line, so that the next output statement prints on the next line from the first character. So this is what it has done. Cursor has come to this position, and now you can see here cout \n. So after printing learn, the cursor again goes to the first column of the next line. So it comes here, and you can see C has been printed here. Then again \n. So cursor comes to this position, and here cout learn C is printed, and then the new line character, you can say, effectively. So the cursor goes to the first position of next line, and the cursor, after printing the prompt, goes to this location. Now So it means there is no default new line character in C++. And here what we have written here is \n. So backslash is referred to as escape character and \n is the escape sequence. Now \n, that is a new line character, actually gets expanded into two control codes or escape characters, escape sequences, carriage return and line feed. So we can understand it by making use of a manual typewriter example. This is referred to as carriage. Here we insert paper, and by making use of this we scroll it up so that the printing paper comes in front of the printing head. The printing head remains static. In initial position, the carriage is towards the right hand side. It is aligned to the right side so that the left column of the first column of the page comes below the printing head. Okay, you keep on typing and carriage keeps on moving towards the left hand side. When you reach to the right column of the paper, carriage has completely gone towards the left hand side. So now if you want to print onto the next line, then what we have to do is we have to move the carriage back to the initial position. So this is referred to as carriage return, corresponding to which there is a escape sequence, carriage return, control code. And if we want to print to the next line, we press this lever a bit downwards so that the paper scrolls up by one line and you start printing from the first position of the next line onto the paper. This is how new line character behaves, carriage return and line feed. Now there are a number of other escape sequences, like if I want to print single quote, I have to write like this. If I want to print double quote, I have to print like this. Then if I want to print the backslash, since backslash itself is the escape character, so use double backslash. New line we have just discussed. This is the carriage return. Carriage return. Now form feed and vertical tab behave the same identically when it comes to printing onto the monitor. I distinctly remember while using these codes in old days, if I want to print something onto the printer, then this form feed was very useful. What it used to do is they scroll the page up and the next printing used to start from the first line of the next page. That is why form feed. But for monitor, \f, that is form feed and vertical tab behave identically. Okay, backspace is just like pressing backspace key present on the keyboard. Then bell character in DOS days, when this was used, it used to generate a beep sound in the speaker of the personal computer. The horizontal tab, okay, horizontal tab, just like vertical tab skips spaces. Here it inserts spaces horizontally equal to 8 spaces. Then this is \octal value of any code, and this is the hexadecimal digit for any code, ASCII code for that matter. Okay, so I have written a small program and compiled it. Let us see how does it do it. First I have to load the other program. I have not made any changes, so nano space escape sequence.cpp. Okay, now you can see here I have written a little bit of a prompting type of statements. So printing single quotes, so you do it like this. I have deliberately put \n character at the end of each string so that the output begins from the next line. So now effect of this is printing single quote. You can I will just I will just execute this. Now you can see the output printing single quote, it has printed single quote. Printing double quote, it has printed double quote. Like printing double quotes, it has printed double quote. Backslash, backslash. Okay. Now you see the effect of backspace. I want to print learn backslash b, capital C, backslash n. So backslash n will bring the cursor to the first position of the next line. But what is the effect here? Backspace, it printed actually LEARN, and backslash b, it erases the previous character, last character printed, and then it starts again printing. So capital C comes in place of n. Okay. So here the effect of learn backslash RC, carriage return. So in carriage return, you can see effect. It had printed LEARN learn, then backslash R. Backslash R means carriage return. There is no line feed, there is no form feed, there is no vertical tab. So it prints LEARN, brings the cursor back to the first position on the same line, and then continues printing. So it has printed CEARN. Now effect of form feed say learn backslash FC. It printed the first string before the form feed escape sequence, and then it brings the cursor to the same position where it was supposed to print C, capital C, but on the same position, but in the next line. Same effect for backslash V, that is vertical tab. C, learn C. Horizontal tab. It is a bit interesting. You can see here, I have printed learn backslash T, C backslash T, today backslash N. So it seems that the distance between these two strings is smaller than the distance between these two strings. Actually, C++ follows the old Unix tradition of treating backslash T, that is tab character, equal to 8 space characters. Okay, you can check here. So next string or character after any tab character, horizontal tab character, the next character would be printed either at 9th location or 17th location or 25th location, that is skipping integral multiple of 8 and then resuming the printing. So you can check here. Well, here J is just below the first character of the string, that is capital L. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then 6, 7, 8, 9, 8, 9. Capital C comes at the 9th location. Then 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 and 17. At 17th position, capital T appears. Okay. So this is how we can make use of escape sequences. Okay. Now here are other control codes. All control codes whose values are less than 32 are referred to as control codes. Now people who are working in computer communication, they can easily recognize these. The first one is start of heading, start of text, end of text, acknowledgement. Okay. Then data link escape, negative acknowledgement, etc. These codes are sent on communication channel. We are not interested in these codes. What we are interested in is maybe backspace, horizontal tab we have just discussed, line feed, vertical tab, form feed, carriage return. So I have written a small program using which we can demonstrate the use of these codes. Okay. Now here is a table of printable ASCII codes. It means ASCII values greater than or equal to 32 and less than or equal to 127. Now you can see here space has a code, hexadecimal code of 20, which is 32 in decimal. To save space, I have not given their octal equivalent. Here, digit 0 is 0, decimal digit 0 has a code 30, which is 48 decimal. Similarly, capital A41 hexadecimal, which is 65 decimal. Okay. Similarly, lowercase letter a is 61 hexadecimal or 97 decimal. If you want to print backslash, then you send this hexadecimal code or its octal in the string constant, and you can see the effect. Okay, so we'll see how we can make use of them. I have written a small program. So here, let me load that program. This is a small program. So let me make some space here. Now let me execute it. Now you can see here. Okay, standard statements are here. Then this cout insertion operator learn. Now you can see here, backslash x0d is carriage return. x0a is line feed. Okay, carriage return 0d 0a, carriage return line feed, and x43 is ASCII code for capital C, which I have directly written here. Okay, so this is the effect of printing learn, and then I have written, so it says learn, then backslash a new line character, and then capital C. So it has printed learn here, and then a new line character effect, and then capital C, and then of course a trailing new line character. The next cout, what does it do? It says learn. This is the octal equivalent of 0d. This is octal equivalent of line feed. So it prints learn, then cursor goes to the first position of the next line, and capital C I have written, so it prints capital C here, and of course new line character, so the cursor goes to the first column of the next line. And the last one, you can see here, no obvious symbol, backslash x4c is ASCII code for capital L, x65 is for lowercase e, and so on. Then x61, 74, 6e, x20 hexadecimal is 32, which is space character, which appears here, and then capital C. So this is the effect of using escape sequences and ASCII codes and or their hexa equivalent or octal equivalent. What we can do, we can mix the symbols themselves along with hexadecimal codes or octal codes. You can write everything in terms of symbols, or everything in terms of hex codes, or everything in terms of octal values. Okay, so in this video what we have seen is how we can print string constants, and we can make use of escape sequences and ASCII codes. That's all in this video. Thanks for watching.